Hello.
Are we live now?
I think we're live.
Hey guys,
Hello.
how you doing? Sorry that took a little while for us to get it started. We could see everything, but it wouldn't actually let us go.
Technical difficulties.
Very technical difficulties.
Very
I'll try and
technical.
turn one of these other lights on. Is that better?
Put that one on. That's better. Both.
Both?
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Hello.
All right, guys, sorry. Our little fella Liam is crook at the moment, so he's actually been asleep for a lot longer already than he would normally be. Usually we've only just got him down. But
So if I disappear, it's because he's woken up
Yeah.
and just needs to be settled. So
hopefully it's nothing serious. We think it's just a cold and flu
Yeah.
or something. But
yeah. Okay, we've got questions coming in already, so thank you. Let's just go up because we probably missed.
Concern is entering back into the property market when the lap is over. So this is Tia here wondering.
Hi, Tia.
Hesitant.
It's definitely something to think about, especially with the market at the moment. We were fortunate enough to be able to sell and then keep what we sold as a bit of a nest egg, so that when we do choose to go back in, it shouldn't be a problem.
As long as we get a full-time job again. We've already got the deposit, so we're hoping that won't be an issue.
Yeah, there's always a way.
Yeah, we're not too concerned. We're pretty comfortable the way we are now. So if we go back to renting.
But you should definitely think about your future plans as well, especially if you're just doing a lap. Consider how long you want to go for. If it's 12 months, you might not even bother selling.
Oh, yeah, I'll just rent it out if you could. Have someone else manage it so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You can do the maintenance or whatever when you
need to. If you can, then do that. If you can't, then come up with a plan B that's going to work for you.
I probably wouldn't. Personally, I don't think we would have sold to fund a lap of Australia.
No, not for 12 months.
No.
Yeah.
And we got another one. Hi, Mark, Clem and the Puppers. Have you ever been asked to check the weight of the caravan? Never officially. No, we have done it a few times now. We did it professionally before we left, and we were overweight like everyone. But we sort of knew that. That's why we went, this is what we want to take. How heavy are we? So we had to cull, and that's when the drawers went, the fridge went, all that sort of stuff went.
And as you can see, we travel really, really minimal. So we don't carry a lot of things. We don't buy materials that we think we need. It's all basically everything in the van has a use
or multiple uses. And every time we make a drastic change, we do go over a weighbridge again. I understand the weight's enough, but if we get a good weighbridge that is flat, I can go over each axle at a time and I can do all the calculations. And we do toe the line. I'm not going to lie, we sit pretty well smack bang on or under, or sometimes even over if we're going to go off grid properly. We'll be heavy. But I've found a way that I can potentially get a GVM upgrade on my car that wasn't really a option when we left, where now it is. So I'll be looking at that shortly.
We are looking at that this year, so that's on the cards.
Yeah, that'll be nice to have a little bit of more room to move. But we sit within our weight limits, and I'm like 350 kilos under GCM. So I'm not over in anywhere that's dangerous, if that makes sense. I'm under on all my axles, I'm under the GCM. The only one that comes close is the car's GVM. But we just manage that. Like, I don't use my subtake, things like that.
And if you've watched our recent storage video, you'll see that I think I spoke about constantly shifting things in and out of the caravan. So every time we get something new, that means something else has to go, because if you don't manage your weights, you just end up with getting more and more things, and you get more and more heavy without even really realizing it.
Oh, yeah, even just doing a full load of shopping, like to go off-grid for a long period of time. Think about how heavy that trolley weighs when you're taking it back to the car. You're adding that to the caravan.
Yeah.
So when we go and do weigh, we put everything we could. Make sure the gas bottles are full, water tanks are full of groceries, full of beer, everything we can think of before we go over a weighbridge.
Always a challenge.
Yeah. And thanks for complimenting me on looking good with glasses. I only need to wear them in front of the computer for the time being. But my eyes are getting worse, so you might see them more regularly.
Hi, Spedos. Hi, Aussie Encounters.
Greg has a van holding up, and would we do another gib? Hey, Greg. Yes, we would. I probably wouldn't take the van again. Not that I'm worried about the van. Like, we've proven that we can do it. I reckon I would just have more fun if we didn't have to worry about the van, and if we were set up in the car with like a rooftop tent or something.
Still keeping it simple, but set the car up a bit better so that we could spend more time on I guess on some of the side tracks and
Yeah,
do a little bit more exploring. And then not having to worry about the van would also be a bonus.
Yeah, that's stressful for me.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking about not only dodging the corrugations and the potholes for the car, but then I got to think about where the van's tires are. And yeah, it's stressful having to take the van. There's a lot of extra things that can break.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, like I would happily do it again. It wouldn't put me off. But next time, if we were to do it, I would rather do it with just the car and a rooftop tent, or maybe even a really heavy duty camper trailer that could follow us anywhere.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah. Hi, Rosie. Yes, from freezing Melbourne, we get that now.
No, it's cold.
It's cold. It's going to be 3 degrees here this morning. And unfortunately, the diesel heater is having a moment.
Yeah, I think it's just the fan's got a bit of dust or something, and we'll fix that after.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that after the live.
While watching you guys, do you have any plans on a new van? No. As much as I do love the new vans that are coming out of New Age next year, we've had a little sneak peek look at them. We're comfortable. It's got everything we want in it. Yeah, we'll change a few things, but the market's changed as well. This van now in the new market is going to cost 20 grand more than what we paid for it when we left. So
yeah, I can't believe how much prices have gone up.
Yeah. So no, we're comfortable. It's doing everything it is. We're still in warranty for another 6 months.
6 months.
No, we're pretty happy in this van for now. We don't have any plans. That's not to say that won't change in the future, but for right now, no, we're pretty happy in this. We're going to stop soon, so we'll get into that shortly. We'll stop taking questions and give you a bit of an update. But yeah, we've got some plans that we want to do to this van to change a little bit, make it a little bit more user friendly for us and the way we travel.
Hi, Jeff and Jen from Tallangatta. I can't believe we missed you guys. So sorry.
I can't believe. I saw that on the sign, Tallangatta. I'm like, why is that in my head? And it was only until you mentioned it earlier that I realized we were 5 minutes away from you and we missed you. I'm so sorry.
Do you find your dogs are better behaved since becoming full-time travelers? Hi, Belinda. I wouldn't say better behaved.
No, they've always been pretty good, especially
they have their moments.
Costa can be a pain traveling.
Costa can be frustrating.
Especially with his anxiety levels in his heart condition now. He's becoming a little bit harder to manage.
But in terms of behaviours that used to drive me crazy, like the hole digging and the barking and that sort of thing, on the shredding of unnecessary things like shoes.
I think they just got bored.
They did.
Where they're with us all the time.
So now they're with us all the time. So I think they're definitely better behaved in some aspects. They've also gotten much better on the leads. And they're in their routine now. So if you can stick to their routine as much as possible, they've got pretty good recall now. They know the keywords.
Off the lead than they are on the lead, but we do the
curious.
right thing.
I don't know about Costa.
He can have his moments.
Yeah.
Watching from a very chilly Tasmania, it would be getting cold down there. It was getting cold when we left, 5 weeks ago? Like that.
And there's been snow and all sorts of things happening. So.
Hi from Melbourne. Where are you in Victoria at the moment? We're not, actually. We just crossed into New South Wales today. So we've hit a new state, which is exciting. We've been to New South Wales. We've both been to Sydney before.
But not on this trip. So very exciting.
And never outside of Sydney.
So today we went to the Hume Dam.
Which was cool.
Crossed over the Murray, which was cool.
What we really liked is we saw the Murray in flood in the Riverland of South Australia. Then we went down to Goolwa and saw the mouth of the Murray. Then to come up and now see the Hume, which I know is not technically the start of the Murray, but when we were at the Riverland, it was the Hume overflowing, which is what everyone was talking about. So it felt like this is the start. So now we've seen the Murray. It's pretty cool. I miss you too, bro.
I do.
I don't wear the glasses too often, but I probably should.
Okay. Yeah.
Hang on, that's a good one. What's that one there? Are you enjoying doing YouTube, and would you recommend people to start a channel if they wanted to make one for their travels? Yes, Sveta, I know your reasoning for it. I think it depends on what you want out of it. It's not a money maker. YouTube doesn't make you a lot of money unless you've got a really big following. Like we're almost at 5,000 subscribers now, which is amazing. I can't believe we've almost hit at 5,000 subscribers. And we average between 30 and 35,000 views a month just doing what we do. And that equates to about $400 a month. So it's not a lot. It's definitely helpful for us. We love the money side of it, but it's not a lot of money. You can't sustain a traveling lifestyle on YouTube. But what we found and what we love about YouTube is the people that we met. You guys, especially the ones of you that we've met in person now through our travels. All the guys that we met down in Tassie, Colin and Chris, and then
Jeff and Jen.
Yeah, Jeff and Jen, and then Greg over in that's yeah.
Yeah,
you guys, the Sveto.
There's plenty of you.
And then even if you're up to date with us, you saw I was having car issues, and then Ben, who was just a follower of ours, reached out and said he would happily look at my car, and he came fault finding for a whole afternoon.
So grateful.
And I call him a mate now. And it's all because we share it on YouTube. If I didn't, he would never know who we are. So
and it makes you feel a bit more connected. It can be pretty lonely traveling.
So
it's a really good way to meet people and I guess just share your experiences, make you feel a part of a community.
Yeah, and then it's just you look back on your childhood and your parents have home videos of you and you never watch them again. But we've filmed all this. We've created it into videos that are fun to watch. They tell a story. So it's something we can look back on and enjoy in years to come. And, Liam can watch them as he gets older. He already loves watching them now.
He does,
so, I would recommend doing it. Don't go in expecting it to work. Not all channels work. And it's not a money maker unless you can go big like some people do, just out of the woodwork. They just suddenly go big. Yeah, good on them. Well done. It's up to you. We enjoy doing it. We love doing it. But it's definitely have your reason for it.
Yeah. Greg, we didn't get to Dalesford. Sorry. We did pass through it.
Did we?
We did.
Because I don't remember.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll talk to you about that later. We did pass through Dalesford. We didn't stop. I can't remember why. We were on a mission, I think. It's been a bit like that lately, to be honest.
We're getting out of the cold. It's too cold down here.
It is, yeah. Hi, Nick and Russ. Good to hear from you. Hope you're going well. Oh, sorry, it just jumps all over the place.
Should we pause this for a second and give them an update of what we're doing? All right, we'll come back to some of these questions. So as you know, we just spent 3 months down in Tassie and then we flew back over to Perth for a wedding. So we're now back in Victoria. But it's way too cold for us here, and we need to work. If you followed us for a while, you know that we stop and work every few months. We've stretched this now and started digging into the fund that we told ourselves that we would never dig into.
Not by much.
No, it's enough that we don't want to be in the position that we're in. So we're getting up to Queensland pretty quickly. I've applied for a couple of jobs up there, and we're going to use that. I'm trying to apply for some more serious type jobs, a little bit more closer to my career.
It's just a pause. We're hoping it'll be about 6 to 8 months
maybe
of
less.
Hopefully less of staying still and exploring Queensland a bit more, because we loved Queensland and there's a lot there that we missed. We rushed it big time. So keen to go back up that way and park somewhere where there's lots to do.
We're sort of hoping for that central sort of coast area between the Gladstone and up to maybe like Mackay, even maybe a little bit further north. But just trying to find somewhere that we can pick up a decent chunk of work, use that as a base to explore. I'd get the car GVM and stuff sorted, and
also have a baby, by the way. So some of you may have guessed it.
Yeah, some of you have definitely guessed it. Some of you wrangled it out of us early on. Liam.
I am pregnant, yes. So
13 weeks.
13 weeks at the moment. Something like that. Anyway.
But all is going well except for Clem's sickness.
Yeah, I've been horribly sick, so I've been hiding a bit.
It's actually been quite hard to film because I start filming and then suddenly she starts throwing up behind me.
Sorry. So we've missed. That's why we've actually skipped a lot of Victoria, because I've been so ill.
I reckon it's a girl. She wasn't this sick with Liam.
So no, we don't know if it's a boy or a girl, Nicole.
Liam actually asked for a surprise. We asked him what he wanted, a brother or a sister, and he said surprise. So we're going to keep it a surprise.
Yeah. So that's our exciting announcement.
We are excited.
We are.
Everyone's going to. Well, a lot of people have had questions about what we're going to do and stuff like that. Like I said, we're comfortable. For Bub being born, we're hoping that maybe we could secure a house sit or something like that, something with a little bit more room than just a caravan. But then we hope to just be back in the van and continue doing what we're doing. We'll
figure it out. So far, so good.
Yeah, and if worst comes to worst and it's not working, we just go back to WA and settle and
at least it'll be warm. No, we're not worried.
Figure it out.
In fact, it's all very exciting.
It is exciting.
Another
Clem's
adventure.
just hit the stage now where she's starting to get the little, what do you call them? Popcorn bubbles in your stomach.
Yeah, so you can feel baby now. Just little bumps every now and again.
Yeah, we went and got
pretty cool.
the 12-week scan done while we were in Perth. So I've seen them now.
And we could share it with our family in Perth.
Which was exciting. We didn't get to tell a lot of them in person with Liam. Well, we saw everyone at once, which was cool. So we got to tell everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our news. Anything else to update
on? No, not really. So, well, we'll tell you guys because apparently we keep missing people just.
Oh, yeah.
So the plan is we're just outside of Wagga Wagga, or Wagga, whatever you're allowed to call it. Going to catch up with one of Clem's cousins, and then we're going to head, I don't know what the road is. It's not the Hume, it's the one in.
We're going
up
west first, and then we're going
Dubbo
north, Parks, Forbes, maybe the other way around, and then Dubbo.
Yeah, because I want to see the Dubbo Zoo and I want to see the Dish, which is all out that way.
And then we want to go sort of on a diagonal to Warwick, was it?
Yeah, and maybe Tamworth if it works out. I would like to see Tamworth on the way up.
Yeah, but it's all going to be pretty fast-paced.
Yeah, we'll do it over the next week or so, week and a half. And then into Queensland. But again, until we know what work we're doing, we don't know where in Queensland. Hopefully we'll pick up a few things along the way. And then hopefully, if everything goes well with Bub and topping up the funds, we'll come back down the East Coast next summer.
Very important.
Because I really want to do the Vic High Country and do it some justice, spend a bit of time up there, go forward driving, exploring.
Yeah, but we can't make that decision yet because we don't know how everything's going to work out at the end of the year. So at the moment, we're taking it week at a time, as we usually do anyway. So, all right, so we'll get back to some of these awesome questions here.
Any plans to come to Newcastle while in New South Wales? Not this time round, but I do want to go to Newcastle.
So we're thinking maybe on the way back down.
Yeah, we do want to really explore the New South Wales coast, but not at the moment.
Use this one up here.
What are you feeding the dogs these days?
Okay, yes. So good question. We basically only feed them kibble or dog biscuits. As they've gotten older, their stomachs have gotten a lot more sensitive.
Oh yeah, can't give him anything at the moment.
And then Costa's on his heart medication too, and that makes his stomach even more sensitive. So even if it's like, I don't know, a scrap from the table, like a piece of bread or something, it will make him throw up. So we just keep them on their biscuits, and that way we don't have to go outside at 2 a.m. when they get sick.
Hours of the morning.
Yeah, it's always overnight. Or when it's pouring down with rain, which means you have to put it on all your clothes, get your raincoat.
That's my
Put
job.
the lead on.
Clem's not going outside when she does that.
Too cold. So yeah, just dry biscuits at the moment.
Yeah, and they're easy to get everywhere. They're not on a special diet that would have to order in like some people do. We just pick it up from whatever Woolies.
When we're parked up somewhere for a little bit, they get dog bones, like fresh bones from the butcher, and that's pretty much
treats for them.
Yeah.
Then we don't care if they throw up there outside anyway.
That's right. So that's no biggie.
Loretta, hi guys, enjoy following your channel. Love how you show the real side of day-to-day caravan life. I'm glad that it comes out that way. It's sometimes hard to show everything. Do you find it hard finding places to stay with the dogs?
Not at all, to be honest. No,
not really.
No.
We tend to stay out of the way. Like right now, we're staying at a rec ground in a town
just outside of
Wagga. Yeah, like we're 20 k's out of
Wagga,
and the town feels dead, like it's a ghost town almost.
But the rec ground's an off-leash area, so it's great for us. And
it's $5 a night. So
playground, there's water, there's toilets, there's a dump point, there's a big oval.
Yeah,
like it's pretty good, really.
It ticks all the boxes for us because Clem's working days are moving to Tuesdays and Wednesdays from this week. We got
full solar. We're unpowered, so yeah,
it's pretty good.
We don't have a problem with finding places to stay with our dogs.
Nice up there in Proserpine. Yeah, I'd like to get back to Proserpine. Great. I did look at some jobs there.
Oh, it's jumped down.
Yeah, I'm
thanks everyone.
Congratulations. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, we are very excited. And it was exciting to tell you guys live too. Youngest, our Whistle Adventure fan, Mackenzie, just woken up in time to tune in. Oh, this is our close friends, Joey and Ellie's little one, Mackenzie, that we finally got to meet while we were over in Perth. This is Chloe's that's logged in. Hi, Chloe.
Hold on, go back up a little bit. 14 miles.
Oh, hey guys.
So jealous.
Yeah, we're pretty jealous. Clem grew up in Exmouth, so that sort of coastline brings back a lot of fun memories. Love your drone work. Thank you. Yeah, I love flying my drone. I don't get to do it as often as I would like to.
It's definitely on Mark. I have nothing to do with it. So Good job, babe.
Wally Moth, what the fuck is a Wally Moth? That's a fun story. Maybe we'll come back to that.
We'll talk to you about that later, Nono.
Have we considered Patreon?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question because a lot of people have asked us, and look, we've been doing this for 2.5 years now without it. We never set out to have anyone else sort of help fund our travels. But a lot of you have said that you wanted to support us in some way, shape, or form. So yes, we are definitely considering it. I have logged in and started checking it out and seeing sort of what the go is. But I wanted to ask you guys what you would want for it. I don't want you to just fund it to get what you're already getting. We try and share everything anyway. So there's a couple of options I've seen others doing that, you guys that do the Patreon or be patrons, I think it's called, could get ad-free access to our videos before they go live to everyone else.
So like a week before
or
they go
live. A couple
live,
of days before. See how quickly I can get them out. We're up to date at the moment. We're filming what you're going to watch on Friday. Yes. But yeah, I could give you ad-free access early. We could, like we were talking, especially now with the whole pregnancy side of things, maybe putting together some extra more personalized
give you
videos,
some exclusive content
just for patrons. So we wouldn't make it public on YouTube. We'd make it private and just give our patrons the link. So there are a couple of ideas we've come up to, but a lot of people have like special Q&As and all that sort of stuff, which we're an open book anyway. If people message us, I try and get back to you with honesty. So yeah, look, leave it in the comments. I'll go back through this all later. Let us know what you think. Like I said, we never set out to do it, but it is something we're starting to consider. It will definitely help us out a lot, and we love interacting with you. So it's just another way we can do that. So yeah, let us know. But not a big deal because we've been doing it for 2.5 years without it anyway. All right, what have we got? Congratulations. Thank you. Thanks, Adzi.
Curie. Don't even think about it.
You're not going on the bed.
She's looking at the bed. No.
Hearty congratulations. We have 2, and it sure is double the work. Oh, I'm sure it will be.
Yes, 1 is tough, but 2 must be tricky. Very tricky.
Liam will be helpful. He's not been that helpful lately. Congrats again, guys. Liam was awesome in sharing the news. Yes. So, Nicole was chatting to Liam while we were saying our goodbyes.
In Tassie.
Yeah. So very early on. And Liam said something. Oh, Nicole said something about moving to a bunk or something like that. And Liam said, "No, that's for the baby." And she wrangled it out of us pretty quickly after that. We were happy to tell you, but yeah, it was very early stage then.
What?
Jen told me you were pregnant when we saw you in Tasmania.
Huh.
That would have been
very, very early.
That would have been like a week, maybe.
Yeah.
Jeff, yeah. Yeah, that would have been maybe.
You got a 6th sense, Jen.
Were you drinking then?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't know yet. We found out probably about 2 weeks after we saw you guys. I think we found out.
Freycinet.
Just after Freycinet, wasn't it? Lakes Campground. Lakes. I don't know. Yeah, but it was a couple of weeks after we saw you guys that we found out. So well done, Jen. You picked it before we did. Silly question. What is Clem short for?
Clemency. That's my full name.
She gets a lot of Clementine, but yeah, Clemency.
Clemency.
I think her parents wanted to be going to Clemency after the first 2, right?
Take Liam to the play area in Wagga Botanic Gardens. Yes, I looked at that yesterday, and the adventure playground looks awesome. So
sure, and it's getting cold here. Can I have one of your New Age jumpers?
Oh, we were just saying today.
Yeah, the waterproof ones that we've been wearing.
Jackets, Mark, they're so good.
So thankful for them at the moment. Yeah, when we first got them, I'm like, I'm never going to need these. These are huge and thick and whatever.
We've worn them every day.
Every single day. Yeah, they're so good. Yeah. We don't need to worry about umbrellas and all that sort of stuff. We just throw that on as a layer over the top. And I start to cook in it and warm. So yeah, if you're a New Age person, or I think they're Navigator that make those jackets.
I don't know about the jackets actually.
I think the clothing was Navigator as well. So check out Navigator. I think that's where they came from.
Yeah. What will you do with the dogs when you go to the zoo? This Dubbo Zoo?
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
Yeah, we're not sure yet. We'll
do a little bit more research when we get close. The dogs are quite comfortable in the van if we're somewhere where we're allowed to leave them in the van.
And if we're going to be gone all day, one of us usually comes back at lunchtime.
That's how we did Australia Zoo. Actually, we had friends that lived down the road. Like what were they? 12 minutes or something from Australia Zoo, maybe a little bit more.
Further than that. Yeah.
And we actually just took it in terms going back to the van, having half an hour with the dogs, getting them out for a walk, whatever, and then popping.
That was usually like when Liam, because Liam was so little, he had a little nap in the pram, and the other one went in.
So we just walked
to check
around.
on the dog. So we make it work. So if we have to, one of us has to duck off to do that.
But Clem was saying she hasn't been to a zoo for a long time because it's usually something Liam and I will do on one of Clem's working days. So Clem's with the dogs on those days anyway. True. So we don't tend to do a full day out anyway. But we want to. So we'll manage it. We'll let you know. Stay posted. It's far from warm at the moment.
Sure is. Yeah.
How are you finding the road out is holding up? I'm actually going to do a video about this very soon because in the next, I think I worked out it's 6 or 7 weeks, we hit 1,000 days on the road. So in this van. And look, we still love it. We spoke about this earlier. It's done everything we wanted it to and more.
Yeah.
We set out in the hope to do Cape York. Did we expect to take it all the way to the top? I don't think so. I think we even said that in the first video as we expected to leave it at Bramwell, but it was just holding up so well. It went all the way to the top.
Yeah. And we're glad we did because it worked so well.
Yeah.
Having the van with us the whole time.
It was hot.
It was hot and it was
dusty and windy and stormy and
all sorts of things.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice up there. So having the van definitely was good. But then, that gave us the confidence to tackle the gib, and we walked away from the gib with one drawer coming loose. And I think that was all. So it holds up so well. And we've not had anything major break. Every time it just goes in for a service, we let them know about the little things that have broken, and they sort of just fix it up. Like they've replaced this window just recently for us because the blinds were tattered. The shower head, the little knob that tightens the shower head up and down, had just broke.
Fell off.
So it's just lots of little things, but it's wear and tear.
We've about the door, the panel.
Oh yeah, so we did get a crack in the aluminium cladding. We're not sure when that occurred.
We don't know.
We noticed it. Was it before or after the gib when we were back in Caravan? Can't remember. I noticed it when we were in Caravan, above the door, and I just assumed it's from the door flexing.
Because the whole van flexes a little bit.
Yeah, it's designed to flex.
Yeah.
So we got a crack in the aluminium cladding below the awning, above the door, and above the awning.
Yeah.
I wasn't too concerned. I just put silicone on it, and then the next service that it went into, which was Adelaide, I showed them and said, what do you think? Is there anything sort of worse going on? And they said, no, look, it was somewhat common in the older model vans. Ours is a 2020 model. But he said, let's get it sorted. You're under warranty. And they fixed that in the newer designs from 21 onwards, I think.
Yeah.
They reinforced above the door. We dropped it into Melbourne. Worked out so conveniently. I'm really thankful that New Age came to the party and helped us out there.
Yeah.
That we booked it in while we went to Perth. So they had the van for the whole 13 days that we were gone.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to worry about van storage or anything. It went in.
They were really good in Melbourne, actually. The communication was pretty good.
Yeah.
Getting it going was a bit tricky because we were constantly having to call.
Yeah, and I think that's because they've got a new facility.
Yeah, I don't know. So they've just moved into this huge new place.
Oh, it's fantastic, the new service centre.
Yeah,
and
it looks amazing. The new showroom. Really cool.
Good to see so many New Age vans too. All the other dealerships can't fit them.
But I feel like they're in that sort of fuzzy honeymoon phase, but they're still getting
once we got hold of the person we needed to, she was fantastic.
She was.
They organised, and while I was in there, they fixed a few things that we didn't even point out. They just gave it that extra once over for us, which was really lovely of them. So reinforced above the door now. I can show you. I'll put it on their Instagram story tomorrow. They've just put a new panel in above the door, and then they replaced the whole top sheet above the awning as well. So it looks neat. It looks tidy. Again, we weren't concerned, but
yeah,
that's pretty well the only external damage we've had.
Yeah, I mean the awning.
Oh, the awning's trash.
The awning needs replacing, but that's covered hopefully under our insurance, which we haven't got around to doing. So that's something else we'll do when we stop. The awning still works. It's just wear and tear.
Yeah, we've copped a few storms and stuff. Well, we've used it for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So how's the new logo design going? Yeah, they'll probably just have to wait.
Thanks for reminding us.
Yeah.
It's not going.
What sort of work you looking for? Look, anything and anything really, but there were a couple of ones that I've applied for, like planning coordinator roles, which is what I was doing when I left my previous role.
Yeah.
What was the other ones that we applied for?
Resource scheduling.
And then the ones in the sugar mills or something, just as a
There was a
labourer?
question up here about what your qualification is, though. So
okay. I'm a communications technician or electrotechnology communications technician. I've got a lot of different qualifications, but most of them are probably expired now because I haven't done any of it for a long time.
As in, like,
tickets and stuff.
Tickets and things like that, yeah.
But yeah, planning and coordinating is what I was doing when I left that job. But I've had working at heights, EWPs, confined space, rescue, vertical rescue, all sorts of really wonderful things. But I don't expect to get that sort of work.
We've looked at the cane harvest roles going in Queensland as well, because that'd be a good chunk of work for the right amount of time.
Yeah. Fruit picking if it worked out. I don't know what the season is.
We're not particularly phased. We just need something solid for a little bit.
Yeah, I just want something that I can and stick it out for a little while and put some good money behind us for this next leg of it. There is YouTube membership as well. I did hear about that, Greg. I'll look into that and see if that might be a better option than the Patreon. We'll see. I'll read through the comments at the end of this and see if people are actually interested or not. Personally, I'm not concerned with any different content from what you do. Yeah, see, there you go.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
we try and share everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stream quality is great. How's the old Starlink going? That's exactly what we are on.
Sweatman. Yeah.
It's good. We've got very clear, unobstructed view of the sky right now to the south. So I haven't done a speed test or anything, but it's working beautifully.
Yeah.
It just draws a bit of power, a little bit more than we expected. Like, I think it's only 60 watts, but when Clem's working, she's running the Starlink all day, the inverter all day, and her laptop having to be charged. If we're not getting sun, we do start to have a deficit every day. Sveto, if you jump over to the Sveto's strip on YouTube, Brett just did a video about that, all the different internet things on the road. It is worth a watch because that's the exact same problem that we have, is we end up at a deficit at the end of those working days, and then it takes us the 3 or 4 days to recover again, and just to get through those working days.
Start it all over again. Yeah.
So I have got another solar blanket now to help us chase those early morning sun rays and afternoon sun rays where the ones on the roof aren't quite doing it, and it is helping.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes over the next couple of weeks. Maybe some merchandise would be a good idea as some income or work, though. We have thought about that too.
We keep getting asked about it.
It's getting to the point where we're getting asked enough about merchandise now that it has put it into our heads.
So clearly, there's a little bit of a market there.
I don't know. Is that something you guys would want? T-shirts or something with us? I don't know if it would be our logo. Maybe just a little logo and put a cool design on the back. Maybe hoodies. I could go another good hoodie, like my Wild Hop one that I had. That was my favorite hoodie. Have you been anywhere that you didn't feel right or scary? I think we chatted about this last time.
Yeah, not really. Like usually if we pull in somewhere and it doesn't feel right, we'll just leave straight away.
Yeah, before we set up. But having the dogs helps heaps.
Yeah, there was
Whyalla. That's the one that comes to mind.
I
don't know. It just didn't feel quite right in Whyalla. There, well, it was fine, but
so Brett and Mel, that's who you are at the moment.
Yeah, we stayed out of the sports ground. I don't know. It felt like there was just lots of loiterers.
Yeah, there were actually
hanging around, but having the dogs helps.
Yeah,
they deter a lot of people. Even just having the leads hanging from the door, I think.
I tell you what, though, there was. Where did we stay at Cape York? Right at the top end. Was it Loyalty Beach? And it's not that I felt unsafe. But there were dogs roaming.
Yeah, just the free roaming dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you call them wild dogs or just unhomed dogs.
I don't know, but I took Liam for a walk down the driveway, which is actually quite a long driveway in the middle of the bush, in the pram, and I was stopped by someone. Stopped me in their car and said, "Look, you should probably go home because there's dogs roaming like in packs." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Anyway, I went straight back, but
it was just awkward.
It was awkward, and I did feel unsafe. Yeah. That was like one time though.
Uncle Joey, have either of us caught a bigger bearer than Liam yet? No. And whose fault is that, Joey?
And every time we go fishing, he goes, "I'm going to catch a barra like Uncle Joey."
Yeah. The shower door on the Udinadatta. Yeah, actually, that was it didn't break, but it almost
came
broke.
Off.
Yeah, and then. So when we travelled on the Udinadatta, I left the tyres too high. I got led into a false sense of security because the first half of it was amazing. and then we pushed our luck, and we rattled a few things loose. The door of the fridge came off, the shower door almost came off.
The tabletop.
Yeah, but
none of
it broke. I just had to put it all back together. But that's when we decided to get rid of the shower.
It was a lesson learned that trip, and we've been able to manage it so effectively since then that it all hasn't happened again. We did end up chucking the shower door because it was heavy.
While we were in Kubapiti.
Yeah, it went.
Into the tip.
Yeah, the fridge still has dents on it from when it came off, when the door came off, but it works and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
Matthew adds Johnson. Maybe you and I could become professional fishermen. I don't like our chances, buddy, but if you get over to the top end of WA, I've got someone that you want to meet. He might be able to get you onto a barrow. Maybe accessories fitter at a dealership might be an option. I reckon I could be a better salesperson at a dealership than an accessories fitter, but we'll see. Unfortunately, a lot of the dealerships are in places we don't necessarily want to spend a lot of time. We don't like cities.
Yeah, that's true.
Stubby coolers and caps are always great merch. That's a very good
true.
point. I love my stubby holders. Just had screaming in the street earlier too. In Whyalla, there you go.
Oh, no. That sucks.
It's a shame because it is quite a fascinating town, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like it there.
We did offer you guys if you wanted to borrow one of our dogs.
Oh, yeah, you could have had the black one. Quality hoodie with zips for us with the short. Yes, that's what I want. I like the hoodies with the zip up the front.
Yeah, that's 100%. What he had. That was his wild hot one.
Yeah.
His favourite jumper.
Yeah, but it got old and tattered, just like my t-shirt. I'm surprised Clem hasn't thrown out yet. It's got holes in it.
It's on its way.
There you go. Keep your same content coming, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Danny.
Yeah, look, I think that's what we're going to go down. I don't think we'll go down that path. There is always that super thanks, which is an option on YouTube as well.
That's true.
So if you did want to help, there is a way. But yeah, there's no obligation at all. We love sharing with you guys. We love this interaction. That's enough for us. We do okay.
Do you think the time you had in Tassie was enough to see all you wanted?
No. Look, you could punch out Tassie in a month and see everything you would want to see. It's all the stuff that you don't necessarily know about that kept us wanting to stay longer in each spot.
I feel like if we could do it again, maybe if we could have got tickets a bit earlier, we would have gone probably started December.
Yeah, which is what we hoped for, but we couldn't.
And then still come back at the same time. But to be honest, after 3 months in Tassie, I was ready to come back to the mainland, mainly because the weather had turned and I was feeling awful from pregnancy. So, I was done.
There was still a lot I wanted to see, and we could have stayed places to wait for the better weather as well. We had some spots where we didn't enjoy because of the weather, but then a few days later it improved, but we had to keep moving. Otherwise we would miss out on other things. So I think 4 months to travel the way we travel would have been suffice.
4 months would have been good.
1 more month just to get that little bit extra out. But 3 months was fantastic.
Lots of families do it in like a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they just pick the ones that they really want to see.
Oh, yeah, you can because it's all close.
Yeah. It's so close. Yeah. Just the hills and the windy roads that take forever.
See you, Svetos.
Hi, guys. Yeah.
Have you thought about lunge leads for the dogs when they're hooked to the van to give them a little extra roaming space? We use them for our kelpies.
I'm not sure I've heard of a lunge lead. Does that have a little bit of extra flex to it?
Probably better for Costa's neck.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll look into that. We used to set up a
line,
like a what do we call them?
Run line?
Yeah, like a run. I would just tie the rope between the van and the car and give them 10 meters of roaming sort of space, or a tree or whatever.
Yeah.
We haven't done that for a little while. We've been staying in a lot of places where we could actually.
They also tend to just go under the caravan anyway and just lay down. And then they kept getting tangled like around the guide ropes for the awning, around the car tires, around the caravan legs, around the caravan tires, and then like with each other. Even if you put them at opposite ends of the van, they will still find each other and get tangled. So in the end, we found that the shorter leads were better, especially with all those hazards around. So that's what we've gone with. The leads are 2 meters long. We've tied a knot and a loop in them to make it easier to walk them.
In the middle. We can just grab them and pull them in a bit closer. That's what that knot is. Some people have asked us why we have a knot in the middle of them. It's to loop handle to grab onto, bring them in closer. Hot tip, don't get into car sales. I wouldn't get into car sales. Our beef cheek.
No.
Beef cheek ragu. Yes, I would like some.
Hands on hands?
How much solar do we have? 300 watts mounted on the van, and that seems to be like pretty good most of the time. Like we've traveled for a long time with just that, but yeah, being in this deficit with working the shorter days and running the Starlink and stuff, we've just got another 180 watts. It's just a King's one. It was cheap. I could buy it on the fly.
But it's working.
It is helping. Yeah, I would definitely put some more on the roof, but then it's payload. It adds to your payload. So I know
there's always a catch.
Yeah. Sounds good. We are leaving mainland in November and thought we would come back.
That sounds
April.
Really good.
That would be amazing. Yep.
Yeah.
How are you going with the small gas bottles? Look, I really like them. Well, they're a gas bottle. Not everyone needs new gas bottles. Why spend money on gas bottles when you've already got some?
Yeah.
But what I see the market for them and why we decided to get involved in them is there's a lot of people that have payload issues on the front of their Caravan that saves you 10 kilos. But then also just the mobility side of it, carrying a steel 9 kilo gas bottle in to go get filled or even swapped. It's hard work. I'm still relatively fit, but that's hard work. Where these are half the way off, just
I'm more comfortable with them because I can actually lift them.
Yeah, and being able to see the gas level, which I shared on the story earlier today, is pretty cool as well. I sort of know that we're running out. Like, probably not tomorrow, but the next day, I'd probably think about changing it over so it didn't run out while we're out for the day.
I feel like it hasn't really changed as how frequent we get them refilled.
No, it's still 10 to 11 days. A little bit sooner, but we're not having any problem filling them.
Yeah.
So I like them. So for those people that are swapping from 9 kilos to 4.5 to do that same thing, this is a good option because you get 7.5 instead of 4.5 for the same weight. So we like them, and that's why we chose to sort of work with them.
Yeah.
We think they are a brilliant idea, but it's just the cost, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're quite pricey.
Yeah.
Lunge leads are for horses. I'm going to have to Google this because I don't know. But yeah, we'll look into it. So over the next few weeks, heading up to the warmer weather. We haven't really planned our route through Queensland yet.
No. I want to go check out Warwick. I don't know why, but Warwick's just drawn me to Warwick, and I don't know why. So I want to go check it out.
Yeah.
And then get up back to the East Coast. If we have time, I'd love to check out like 1770 and Agnes Waters on the way because we didn't do that. We skipped past that. And then while we're in Queensland, I'd love to do a Fraser trip. Probably not take the van. Maybe buy a second-hand rooftop tent or something. There's Liam's doing now, and head over to Fraser. And explore over there as well. They'll all come down to where we end up getting work and what we end up doing and stuff like that will sort of determine that for us. How's the car doing now? Good question, Jenny. It is driving beautifully. It tows the van beautifully. Like the van just follows me anyway. I actually really love having the van in combination. But I do still have niggly issues on the car. So I've still got lights issues. So currently I don't have high beam. I can put high beam on, but I can't turn it off again. So I pull the fuses. And I've still got one fault code up, which is a handbrake one, which I think is the open signal on the ignition too, which I think is actually the light circuit. But finding an auto sparky that really knows what they're doing, getting in early enough, everyone I've tried calling is 3 months out, to actually nut it out for me without it costing me a complete arm and a leg waiting for them to fault find. I'd love to get my hands in with an auto sparky that lets me in there with them to fault find because I can show them what I've already looked and what I've already worked out. Poor little boy. Yeah. You want to say hi? He's not well. We'll wrap this up soon. We'll put him back to bed. But yeah, otherwise the car is driving beautifully. Those changes that we did with Ben down in Tassie, where we dialed up the chip one notch and changed the fuel filter to the one that it should be. The extra power that I've got is unreal. Being able to sit comfortably on the speed up the hills now as well, it has been really good. I'm getting off the line a little bit quicker, and I'm not using any more fuel from the calculations I've been doing so far. Down in Tassie, it was amazing. I was getting 17.5 litres, and I think it's because, you're going uphill, but then you're downhill for a long time. You're actually on the brake. But now that we've been doing a couple of days of highway driving, I got 19 litres when I did the calculation today. So pretty happy. Meters at 6.3 tons. Pretty happy with that. But yeah, I'll do a bit of TLC when we stop. Oh, yes, work. Then Millmerran. Yes, of course, we're going to come see you guys in Millmerran if we get here in time. I think you had a deadline, hey, Nesters. Hopefully we can catch you. We should be there in just over a week, maybe. Any places along the way you could see yourself settling down and making a home? That's been a big question for us, Tia. Like, we've thought about potentially buying a block of land with that money that we've got from selling the house and putting like a shed on it and having a little bit of a home base, similar to what Tribinavan sort of did. But finding where that would be and where we would be happy to do has actually been quite hard. Not that we want different things, but like WA is home for both of us. It's where all our family and friends are. But it's where in WA we don't really want to go back to Perth. We'd love to go south of Perth, Busselton sort of area, but their winters do get very cold and wet as well, and the prices, they're expensive down there. We would love to go back to Exmouth. Clem grew up in Exmouth, but it's pricey now. It's too popular nowadays. So I don't think we could ever get back into Exmouth unless I had a good job there that sort of came with housing assistance or something. Geraldton is an option for us. We've got family in Geraldton. It's a good sort of midway point. I can still, I would love to get into the water a bit more. Got full driving camping options not far out of Geraldton. Perth's only 4 hours away if we do need to get back to Perth, so that's an option. I could see myself living in Queensland, but it probably wouldn't be a forever home. We'll wrap this up shortly. I'll help get him back down. If he's not better by tomorrow, we're going to take him to go see a doctor. But yeah, again, we're in Queensland. We loved the Yeppoon area, so we do stick on the realestate.com in the Yeppoon area. We've got friends there now as well, and friends not far down the road in Gladstone, so that could definitely be an option if the right place came up there. That's something we'd consider. But yeah, don't know. It's up in the air. Anyway, guys, that is 45 minutes. I think we got to most of the questions. If there's any more questions, pop them in right now. Otherwise, we'll probably wrap this up. I just want to say thanks. Thanks for joining in. We've got a good chunk of you in here today. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we had. We had hoped to do this sooner, but life just gets busy. So, yeah, thank you. We hope you have what day is it? Sunday. Great week this week. And we'll have an episode ready for you on Friday. It's going to be the one we're filming, or we just filmed today, where we went through Glenrowan and Hume Dam and stuff like that. We'll keep the ball rolling there, and hopefully we can continue even if we do stop for work. I hope that we can get out adventure enough that we could still keep the content coming. We'll see. Yeah. Hope to see you somewhere in sunny Queensland. Yes, we would love to see you up there in sunny Queensland too. Again, you guys know that we're an open book. If you've got more questions and you didn't think about them here today, just flick us a message. I'm happy to answer pretty well anything. I don't turn many people away. Have you looked at Stone Guard Buddies? From that to me recently, and I didn't have the payload available on my tow ball because of my car. My car is sort of maxed out, so the more the tow ball weight is, the more I lose on the car. But now that I've saved 10 kilos thanks to these gas bottles, that is an option for me. And then with the GVM upgrade, yeah, I would think about that. Even our mates at Ozbox, I would even be tempted to get them to put a toolbox on the front of the van for us. I'd love to have a box on there, tuck the gas bottles away and have a bit of extra storage at the front. Lockable storage would be good. But yeah, I've got to figure out the weights first and see if that's achievable. But yeah, I'll look into them. That might be an option for me. I still want to get a bag for the rear tire. Our old one died, so I'll look at that. Us out, not is out. I'm not sure what you mean, Greg. When you're around Gladstone area, sing out and we can meet up. Sounds good, Denny. Flick us a message if you see us coming through. It's hard to keep track of where everyone is. I might put a note in my phone. Yeah, we'll probably be there in about 2 weeks. We've got friends we want to see. So, yeah, keep us updated. Thanks, Sharon. Really appreciate that. And, yes, all the best for your pregnancy. All right, guys, thank you so much. Yep, flick us through any questions if you've got any further. We hope you continue to enjoy following along. It's going to look a little bit different this year, but it'll be kind of cool to bring you along on this pregnancy journey as well. It's kind of cool for me to see a bit more of it. I was away for work a lot for the last pregnancy. So it'll be cool to see a bit more of it. All right, thanks guys. Appreciate everything. We'll see you next time.